Hello everyone, my name is Mary, and today I have an angel message and a tarot card reading on the subject of derailment. I hope you can see that. So what I mean by derailment is when your life somehow feels like it's gotten off the tracks, or your life has been derailed in some way, either in a very real physical way or a mental way or an emotional way or some sort of way, which is a topic I personally can relate to because about 2 months ago, by the time you see this, by the time I'm posting it, it will be about 2.5 months. About 2 months ago, I had 2 seizures in one day after 17 years seizure free. So it was very, very unexpected. And the result was, it was a complete derailment of my life. The only way I can describe it is like, do you ever walk into a room and forget why you're there? And you're like, well, it must not have been that important. So you walk out again, or you stand there for a while, just like, what was I doing? That's how it felt for me, only it was like these seizures were like a reboot of my entire being, and I'm waking up back into my life, and I forget why I'm here in my life. It's not walking into a room, it's walking into my life. Like, wait, why am I here? What none of this that I'm doing makes sense. None of it makes sense. Because of the seizures, a lot of things just got derailed, and just logistically, a lot of things went haywire. I think, and I judge myself terribly for it, because I think someone else could have handled it much better. It's like other people handle their difficulties so well. Why do I feel like I'm the only one that, gets completely derailed out of just, what amounted to 2 seizures, like 2 minutes each, like just 4 minutes of convulsing. How can that completely change a person's life? Well, it did. And I'm in that place. And so I decided maybe someone else out there might have some sort of emotional, personal thing going on in their lives, that is causing some sort of derailment. So I tuned into the angels and I asked, what is the message? And of course, the angel that came through is Archangel Gabriel, the angel of life changes. Angel Gabriel is known commonly as the messenger angel, but really, in my personal relationship, my personal understanding of Gabriel's the angel of, I'm going to give you the courage to say yes to something. I'm going to give you the courage to change your life. I'm going to give you the courage to, to change direction, to do something new, to accept a responsibility, or to walk away from something that it was unhealthy or whatever. Life changes. It's the angel of life changes. And I got a message that I will read to you. A channeled message, but also before this message, I got the visual of a little bird learning to fly. And that, up until that point in the little bird's life, the little bird spent all of his or her time, like either in the nest or just grounded somehow. And suddenly there's this urge, this need, this desire, this, or maybe they're being forced to learn to fly, where suddenly the ground is not going to be there for, you have to fly, you have to jump up and try out your wings and see how it goes. And probably those early moments of flying they might be a little awkward, they might be a little scary, but that is what I saw, that anyone going through a change, a major derailment of their lives, is going through a growth, a learning how to fly sort of moment. So here's the message that I got. Beloved children of light, there is no derailment, only enlightenment. Any change, no matter how difficult, is a blessing in disguise. Would you want the comfortable destination you were headed to? or the miraculous one these changes are bringing you closer to. Accept this change. Embrace the precious awkwardness of this phase of life with gratitude. Have compassion for yourself and celebrate every bump and bruise along the way. All of life belongs ultimately to God, to love. Trust, accept, and take each moment as the gift it is. Know, too, that we, your loving angels, are always with you, loving you always. So there's a whole lot of love in that message. And the part that really strikes me is like, would you really have wanted that old goal if you knew that this derailment or this change could bring you to a new goal that's even greater, or give you a greater enlightenment, greater experience of life, something bigger and more expansive? Like, would you want that same goal, or would you rather give the responsibility of guiding your life over to God? And it's like, well, I have plans for my life that are like this, but maybe God has plans that are much bigger, and it's going to be much more uncomfortable to step into that bigger role, whatever it might be. So whatever God is asking you to do, whatever this derailment is pulling you away from, might feel uncomfortable, but it's going to be good in the long run, is what I'm getting here. But I get it. If you're with me, if you're in the same place I am, then you probably understand that this is not easy. It's not easy to go through these moments. And possibly it's just so darn scary. Anyway, I did get some tarot cards ready and oracle cards. I have them here. And the some fluorite. And the message that I asked was for the human collective. What do we need to know? What can help us in this, in our path? So let's see what it is we've got. Oh my gosh. Sometimes I laugh. It's so obvious. A derailment in your life is a moment where you no longer trust yourself. You no longer know where you're going. You feel blindfolded, and you're being forced to make choices, and you're not sure what is the best choice. And it's like, okay, it's like, it's like asking someone to order something off the menu, but not giving them the menu. And it's like, well, how do I, okay, I'll take whatever the first entree is, it's like, well, how do I make this choice without the proper information? Like when you go through a major life change, when your life is derailed in some way, it's like, good golly, well, how do I make my choices now? Nothing makes sense. It doesn't feel, how do I know what feels right? And that's the point of this card, is that sometimes your mind can't help you. Sometimes, like the moon is indicating, you have to go with your intuition. Sometimes your brain just won't give you the right, you won't get a very clear this way, you won't get a walk sign telling you when to cross the street or where to go, Like if you run a race, you don't have to figure out what the path is, what the route is. Some people do, but you don't have to, because there's a bunch of people going, there's cones, you'll know where to go. When your life is derailed, there are no cones, there are no people pointing you in the right direction. You don't know where you're going. And it feels very awkward, but you have to use your intuition. Come on. The Eight of Wands. The first thing I'm thinking is, like, there's a famous quote. I don't know who said it. If you know who said it, put it down below. When you're going through hell, just keep going. And that's what this card is telling me. It's like when you've been derailed, that means your life is in a major shift. It's in you're in a mode of change. Your life is being changed dramatically. And that change is going to be happening swiftly. So every day there's things that are happening. Every day you're having new realizations. Every day you're processing more information or processing more feelings, or, it doesn't look like my life is changing all that quickly, because I feel like I'm just, like I feel like like I've been waiting at the bus stop and the bus goes by and I'm like, what? Like, I was supposed to be on that bus. Why didn't you stop? And so I'm just standing here like, well, now what? Just wait for the next bus, or what do I do? So that's how I feel. And maybe that's how, and so it's very hard, I think, to understand this card in the context of a derailment of your life, a major life change. Like, how do you embrace this energy? And maybe it is that things are changing very quickly for you. A lot of times a major life change is just rapid deadlines. Like, okay, lost my job, gotta move, gotta do this, gotta do that. And there's a lot of things happening at once. For me, this is how it feels, but it's not how I'm viewing my life. But what I'm getting for the human collective is embrace this, is keep moving, keep going, keep doing it. Whatever you're doing, keep doing that, and do whatever else you're inspired to do. But just use your intuition, move through this, move through it. Don't dwell on it. Don't attach to it. Don't ignore it. Certainly. It's like if you paid a lot of money to go on a, scary ride, you won't cover your eyes the whole way. You're going to want to look at what's going on around you. So this is a gift. It's a gift what's going on. Keep your eyes open, feel it, be present with it, but keep moving. Don't stop. You're doing okay, is basically what I'm getting, is you're doing okay. There is someone I listened to online, a teacher I listened to, and she did this meditation where it was just yes. You should try this. It's wonderful. Try going into meditation, and whatever feeling and whatever thought, whatever comes up, just say yes to it. And it's very profound, because you get to a place where you're like, wow, everything's okay. It's okay that I'm feeling this. It's okay that I'm feeling that way or thinking this or that. Everything's okay. My situation is okay. Suddenly I'm not, protesting against life. Suddenly I'm not, I'm not trying to stop anything. Everything's allowed to move and flow through me with ease. So that's what this is letting life move through you, letting the changes move through you. Oh, of course, the devil. So the devil in the tarot represents not the actual devil, which you might have whatever your feelings on that. It is what it is. But what it is in the tarot is your lower vibrational thoughts and feelings, your fears. Making a decision out of fear. And when you make a decision out of fear, you make decision out of greed, out of pride or vanity, hate, lust, gluttony, and you make decisions out of a fear of losing control, so you want to manipulate other people. You make decisions for all the wrong reasons. And when you make a decision out of fear, it's a bad decision. And so that's what this represents, is the decisions that are made out of fear. And this situation that you're going to be in when you go through these changes, when we're in the middle of a major life change, it's like, of course, all your demons, your dark shadow side, and your demons and your fears and your addictions, of course, they're all going to come roaring back up, and they're all going to confront you all at the same time, and it's going to feel pretty awful. But you have to know that you have a choice. That's why this card came up, is that you have a choice. You have a choice how you're going to navigate this, how you're going to move through this. Are you going to move through it with love in your heart? Are you going to embrace everything? Are you going to pray more, or are you going to pray less? Are you going to call upon your friends more or less? Are you going to do the healthy thing and get enough sleep and maybe eat right or meditate more, or do that less? Like, you have a choice in how you're going to do this. Are you going to just, make a home in your heart for resentment for what's going on? Or are you going to forgive and keep accepting and keep saying yes and move forward and just move through it with speed? Are you going to move through this and choose the higher thing, or are you going to get ensnared? Changes bring up these things for us to look at. There is a deck that I think the Devil card is one of my favorites. It's the Morgan Greer Tarot, where the Devil card is just it's just a close-up of the face. And how I interpret that card is that the Devil card is a chance to look yourself in the face, and the parts of you that you don't want to see, and the parts of you that are not, that don't look so good. The parts of you that need love and attention and forgiveness, and the parts of you that are crying out to be heard. It's time to see all of you. This is a moment to see all of yourself. When you're in a routine, a lot of times it's easy to ignore the parts of you that are, that have been crying out for attention. You're just in the rut. But when you've been derailed, there is no rut. You are being forced to feel and to see everything, including the dark things, the things that you have put in the closet of your subconscious. Oh, perfect. So we have this Six of Wands, which is victory. And this is so precious because the angels want you to know you will get through this. You will be victorious. This victory is not based on anything you've done in your human life. It's based on who you are. Your soul is made of the substance of God. You are, at your core, made of the most profound light and love in the world. This is who you are. And so you will get through this. You will be victorious. You will it is inevitable that you will end up back in the arms of God somehow. The path will lead you there. And whether you have to go through lots of ups and downs and realize things and pay for your debts and pay for your, karma, whatever that path looks like is how it looks. But you will end up back in the arms of God. You will get through it. Sooner or later, you will get through it. You're made to get through it. You are a child of God. You're made of the substance of God. It's going to be all right. Just trust that. So yeah, oh man, this is perfect. This is absolutely perfect. But let's see what we have here. Okay, perfect. The damsel. So the light attributes say, understanding the nature of healthy romance inspires you to rely on yourself. Shadow attributes, waiting for a knight to provide for you, seduction by romantic illusion. But when I see damsel, immediately what came to my mind was damsel in distress. And so we all have masculine and feminine energies inside us. So we all might feel at some point the very acute feeling of being in distress, of being, I can't rely on myself because I got into this situation. I'm in this derailment situation in my life. I'm in distress. I need to be saved. And what this is telling me is to take another look at that. Who is in distress? Who's the one that can't do this? Who's the one that says, I give up, I'm hopeless, I'm helpless, I can't do it? Who's the damsel in distress? Is it your soul? Or is it just some small part of your ego that doesn't know what's going on, has no basis historically for understanding what's going on, and can't process it? And that's just one small part of your mind. That's not who you are. You're a soul. You're the light of God. You can't be in distress. Yes, your human self may be very much in distress. But no, I think what this card is telling me is to look at that. Look at that Yes, that damsel in distress, that part of you that is in distress, needs love. It needs love, not more love, not less. You can't stop and blame the parts of you that got you into this mess in the first place. You've got to just wrap your arms around yourself and give yourself love and give yourself forgiveness. Let's see what else we have. The law of reciprocity. Give without expecting anything in return. That is interesting. Give. Oh, so what I'm getting here is that there could be, when you go through these moments of, oh my gosh, I am completely, something completely out of the blue has just knocked me out of my life. Everything's changed. Everything's, topsy-turvy. You might be very much focused on yourself. It might be very easy to get into a, oh, it's all about me sort of place, this damsel place. But really, you're not alone. There's other people going through difficult situations as well. There's other people that are going through things. And the law of reciprocity means that if you have helped people in the past get through their moments, or if you're willing to do that now or to do that in the future, if you have a heart that's open to helping others, to noticing when others are going through difficult times, then you will receive just as much help. That help is available to you, but you cannot always expect that help comes when you need it, but you don't have any responsibility to give it. There is something bigger happening here. It's not just this, your one little life. You are a part of a whole. You are part of something bigger. Wow. This was unexpected. This was very unexpected. Lily of the Valley. Oh my gosh. Power to visualize a better world. Oh my gosh. Isn't that perfect? I love Lily of the Valley. There's a place where I sometimes walk, where there's a house, or there's a field, a hill, and the hill, there's a bunch of trees on this hill, but the hill on what's on the ground cover is all Lily of the Valley. It's just gorgeous when those flowers are in bloom. It's looks like a postcard. It's beautiful. So this is a moment when when your life has just been erased. I'm seeing like chalkboard, like you've been just drawing all your ideas and your mind map and all your plans for the future on a chalkboard, and somebody comes along and erases the whole chalkboard, and it's like, now what? That was very upsetting. This is very, what do I do now? How do I get myself back? Do I try to remember every exact thing that I put up there, or do you rewrite your life? Rewrite your destiny, rewrite who you are and why you're here. It's like when I said earlier, my derailment feels like walking into a room and forgetting why you walked in, but it's my life. It's like waking up to my life and being like, wait, why am I here again? I don't remember. It doesn't make sense. So that's a gift. To not remember, to have all of your preconceived notions sort of just like knocked out of your head, or everything just looks topsy-turvy. It gives you a chance to see things new. It gives you a chance to be like, okay, who could I be if I don't have to be the same person I always was? How could my life look if it doesn't have to look the way it always used to? What could my purpose be if it could be entirely different than I had been banking on? Visualizing a new life, and visualizing a life in which you are giving just as much as you receive, where you're part of something bigger and something better and something beautiful. We all have some gifts, and we can't embody every gift, all of us. That's why there's so many of us. It's because the world needs all of the things that we have to offer. Power to visualize a better world, and to visualize your place in the world and how you can give to it. Last card. Inspiration. Wow, these 4 cards are really telling a story too. It's like going from a helpless place to an inspired place, to a place of fullness. The feeling I'm getting from this card is the that feeling. Do you ever get the feeling of like where your heart is allowed to expand magically for some reason? Like maybe you're in your favorite, maybe you're with an old friend, or maybe it's Christmas time and you're at grandma's house, or whatever the situation is that allows your heart to grow 3 sizes. It's like that feeling. That's what I'm getting from this card. Is that what lights you up? What makes your heart expand? What is it? This derailment is a gift to help you discover these things, to help you discover the romance in your life, to love yourself, in a new way, to give to the world in a new way, to visualize a better world for yourself and for others, and to become inspired in a new way. This is a gift. Yes, it's going to show you some dark things, and yes, it's going to show you some difficulty, but it doesn't have to be just failure and not knowing what to do. You can move through it. You can be victorious. You can visualize a new world. You can use this opportunity to be like, what if I could be different? What if my life could look a completely new way while I'm, ungrounded and going through a difficult time and very scared and possibly depressed, lonely, whatever the many things that you're facing. While you're facing those things, there's also heart expansion. There's victory. There's inspiration. There's love. There's compassion. There's all of this stuff waiting for you on the other side of this. So on one side, one sword is just total fear, total like clinging to the old ways, and the other sword might be inspiration and visualizing a new world and facing your fears and knowing that you are a victor and not a victim. Knowing all of this stuff, the positive side, which one are you going to choose? Which one do you really want? And it's a choice you have to make every moment as you move swiftly through this time of change. I feel like a term that just came to me that I just learned recently, I'm sure all of you know it, liminal space, which is basically the space in between, where you're not here, you're not there. It's just sort of it's a nothingness. It's, it's like, a doctor's waiting room at night when it's closed. It's just like it's absolutely, you're neither here nor there. And I feel like that's what the moments of derailment are, is being in this liminal space. But there's a gift there. There is a gift. You are being gifted the opportunity to see yourself brand new, to choose, without being influenced by attachments or the everyday routine that you may have been going through. These moments of massive change are like, okay, now we get to change our direction, not only the direction we're going, but how we're going to get there. It's like literally, if you're on a train and the train is derailed, you might be like, all right, should we walk to the local town and rent a car, or should we do this? Should we do that? Did we really want to go in that direction anyways? It's like, do we want to wait, for the authorities to come? It's like, now you have decisions to make. Now a new set of decisions, a new set of choices are making themselves known to you, and you're like, wow, I never had all this choice before. So this is the reading. I don't want to talk too long. I always do. But as for me, it has been helpful to be reminded that there is a gift in this moment. There is a gift. There's always a gift. No matter how horrible it feels. And you can still have a gift and be scared and like, feeling all the feels that your transition or this derailment is causing. Like, I can still have fear and have, discomfort and uncertainty. I can still be in have those feelings, but at the same time recognize the gift and know that I have the power of choice. It's possible to have both of those things happening at the same time. So my prayer for you, and my prayer for me, and my prayer for all of us is that when you find yourself in a moment of derailment, I hope you can fly. Amen, amen, amen. If you want more information about me or contact me, just take a look in the links below. Thank you very much, and I will see you next time. Bye.